This is Richard Wolff from Democracy at Work, responding to another Ask Prof. Wolff question from our Patreon community. And this one comes from GM. GM notes that big corporations like BlackRock are famously busy all over the United States and have been for some time now buying up single family homes and converting them from owner occupied housing into renter occupied housing. In other words, these big corporations are the owners of huge tens of thousands of what were built as private individual family homes but are now rental properties. It's very profitable for them. Often they can come in when prices are down and swoop up in a whole neighborhood houses at a lower price than might have been necessary for individuals to pay. They have deep pockets. They can borrow money more cheaply, often than individuals can. And so there's a process going on you might call the privatization of American homeownership. You could be more honest and call it the disappearance of American homeownership. And GM asks if this is going on, as GM correctly notes it is, will it even extend, can it extend to families where the expectation is that the family, as they get older, will leave the private home to their children? And in other words, that this kind of property won't disappear because, at least for everybody, because a large number of people are holding on to their homes and having them pass through inheritance. Is there something that could even lose this to the big businesses? I'm afraid the short answer, is yes, there is. And I'm going to explain briefly how it works. It's called a reverse mortgage. It's been around for years. Millions of Americans have already taken advantage of it. Here's how it works in an economy that is making life, economically at least, harder and harder. Imagine an elderly couple. They can't live on Social Security, it's just not enough. And so they're living a very pinched life. They would like to leave their home to their children, but they can't get by on whatever little pension they may have and the Social Security, which is really all that they have. So they enter into a deal with a bank called a reverse mortgage. Here's how it works: the bank gives the elderly couple an agreed amount of money every month, a check or a deposit in their bank account. That helps the elderly couple. They don't have to be a burden on their family, their children. They can get by with the reverse mortgage money from the bank, plus a little pension, plus a little Social Security. Why is the bank giving them money every month? Answer: that money is counted by the bank as a loan to that family, and the security for the loan, you guessed it, is the house. And if they live long enough, they'll get enough monthly payments that it will use up, the full value or nearly the full value of the home. So when the elderly couple pass on, what they leave to their children is not a home, but a home that is now owned by the bank because it lent that money to the elderly over whatever life they had left from the time they started. And that home then, at the passing of the elderly couple, becomes the property of the bank that sent them that money every month. That's happening all over the country, and it's a way of passing the wealth of one generation, not to the next, but to the banks, who are in the end working together with the investors who are buying up the property, often buying those kinds of houses, the reverse mortgage houses, from the banks in deals that they've worked out. Look, it's happening all over capitalism. As you squeeze the working class, as you make it harder and harder for people to accumulate savings, or if they have savings, keep their savings, or have enough to get by, you are forcing them to take steps they didn't take before. My generation of young people did not go to college with enormous debts. The current generation has no choice. We've stopped subsidizing higher education the way we did when I went to school. Governments around the country, particularly state governments, subsidized higher education, college and university at state schools, and it was therefore very cheap. When those subsidies were withdrawn because rich people didn't want to pay taxes anymore and corporations refused, the states had less money. They cut somewhere. They cut the university subsidy, so we all had to pay more at a time when our wages weren't going up, and so our children had to borrow. I could go on and give you more examples, but I'd rather summarize. What you're seeing with a reverse mortgage is the various ways that capitalism makes money out of squeezing you, forcing you, because you've been squeezed in terms of your income, to borrow money, to take odd steps like a reverse mortgage to get by. And they can profit by making good deals to help you navigate the squeeze that they've put on you. Is it fair? No. But it's the way capitalism works, and we are in advanced stages of that particular calamity. If conversations like these strike you as useful, please note that we want you to partner with us. Please share these videos with friends and coworkers. Extend our reach. It's a partnership we really value. And another part of it is to go to our YouTube channels and subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. There you'll find lectures, presentations like this, clips made out of these kinds of presentations. It's another way of extending our reach and partnering with us. And for all such supports, including any financial support you can provide, please know we will be grateful. Thank you.